Welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name is Michael, and today we're looking at the Anker Solix C1000. So I've reviewed all the major brands of the power stations over the years. I've reviewed a EcoFlow, a Jackery, a Blue Yeti as the main three, but I've never reviewed an Anker. This is a new product to me. However, I have been using Anker products in my professional IT career for many years, and I'm a big fan of their products. They've always been very, very good quality. They've been very reliable, and the design has been pretty basic but well thought out. And I think this is where I can see those Anker features in the Solix C1000. So first off, I'll give you a quick overview of all the features of this unit, and then we'll talk about how it's best used and how I've been using it. This is a 1056 watt-hour unit, which is pretty kind of mid-tier. Lots and lots of power. So one of the unique features about this power station is it does have 6 outlets, which is actually quite a lot for this size of power station. And if you notice on the end, you've got a 20 amp socket, or T slot in North America. This tells you this one can produce more power than the other ones. The smaller ones without the T slot would be 15 amps, and this would be at 20 amps. So typically you can pull 1800 watts from the AC outputs of this unit. However, it does have a trick up its sleeve. It has a surge pad technology, which allows you to pull out of this port 2400 watts. So if you have something like an AC unit perhaps that pulls a lot of current on startup, this is the port that you want to connect it to. So this is the 12 volt 10 amp cigarette car outlet, the DC outlet. It's controlled by a single button. We've also got a 100 watt USB Type-C and a 30 watt USB Type-C for quick charging. The 100 watt would be great for something like a laptop. And then we've got 2 quick charge USB Type-A ports as well. And at the top we have this LED bar. This is nice if you're using it inside a tent, for instance. You got 3 level settings, 1, 2 and 3, and then off. And then you can also set it to a SOS just by pressing and holding, and it will go into that flashing sequence. The button at the bottom here controls the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. You can toggle that on and off. This is the main power button, and obviously the display. It's not super bright in bright sunlight, but it's adequate. Mostly you're not going to be using it in bright sunlight, I wouldn't think. It'd be more likely to be indoors, or you just have it charged and you know what it's going to be. So moving on to the side, we have the battery interconnect. So this is how you can expand this unit. You can double the amount of power stored by buying the extra battery, and this is where it would plug in. On the back, just a information label, nothing else. So moving on to the side, we have the C13 for the 110 volt input. We have a breaker reset for the overload protection for the AC circuits, and the XT60 connector, which is pretty standard for most of these units. And this will allow up to 600 watts of solar input, or if you're going to be charging it from your vehicle, this is where that cable will plug into as well. So moving on to what's supplied with this unit, so you get 3 cables. This is your standard AC cable, that's your C13. Next we have the XT60, so this is slightly unusual from other ones I've seen. This actually has 2 connectors, so it's like a 1 into 2. So you can plug into 2 other devices and feed the power into it. So if you have 2 solar panels or whatever, this will be quite handy. And then there's the XT60 to the 12 volt as well. So again, that will plug into the side. And if you are charging from your vehicle, it's going to be somewhat slower because you can only pull out a maximum of 120 watts. So it's going to be pretty slow charging. So one of the unique features of this model as well is it does have this very, very fast charge, and it will charge from basically empty on the highest possible charge setting within an hour to full, which is pretty quick. So that's nice to have. It does have the option to downgrade the amount of charge current that it will take, so it'll reduce the wattage. I find on the bigger models, if you pull too much power, you can cause yourself some problems. If I try to charge a large power station with my generator, it will bog the generator and it will make it labor, and sometimes it'll cut out. So there is an option to throttle the charge rate on these units, which is really useful, and you can actually drop it down so that you can charge it from other sources as well. That's really useful if you want to top up a larger power station from a smaller power station that can't maybe output 1,000 watts, for instance. It can only output, say, 600. You can actually drop down the charge level and charge the larger one from the smaller one, which is actually a really nice feature to have. So you can use this power station as a UPS, or uninterruptible power supply. You can plug in your device onto the front and provide power to it, and then you can plug in the 110 to the input side, and if the input side fails for any reason, it will switch across within 20 milliseconds and continue that particular device, whether it be a computer or network equipment. If you have a CPAP and you have power cuts, or you're in a trailer like this and you want to keep that running through the night, you don't want it to turn off halfway through your sleep, having something like a power station will ensure that you have power regardless of what happens to the input side. It'll continue to function, which is a really good use case scenario. I'm very pleased to see that Anker has actually backed this unit up with a 5-year warranty, which is exceptional. I think they all should come with at least 5 years, and they expect the life of this unit is about 10 years, which I would agree. There's going to be some degradation to the overall performance at that stage. The amount that it can store will reduce, maybe by up to about 20% is typical. But even at 20%, this is still going to be functioning after that 10 years, and I'd expect it to last at least that long. So finally, on features, it does have an app that goes with this device, and I found the app to be fantastic. It's very good. I'd say it's on par with the Bluetti app, which again is my kind of standard that I gauge other things by, and it's just as good and just as easy to use. So I'll give you a quick look at the app. Hopefully you can see this okay. It does give you the main, how much voltage you've got left, gives you a nice little charts as well, and you can also set the brightness of the controls, etc., and the screen. So hopefully on the app you can see also this recharge rate that I spoke about earlier. So it goes from 1,000 watts and you can control it all the way down to 200 watts. So if you are charging from a smaller power station into this thing, it won't overdraw current and trip it out. So this is a really nice feature. So just to give you an idea of where this slots in the market. So the Anker is very similar to products produced by EcoFlow, Jackery and Bluetti. All make a very similar unit on a very similar price. It's nice that this has the 5-year warranty, and one of the unique features, as I mentioned earlier, is the number of 110 outlets. Having the light is also a really nice feature. It doesn't have wireless charging, which I do like on the Bluettis. It is not a deal breaker for me. I can still charge with the ports at the front. It is more convenient, I feel, with the wireless charging, but that's okay. You can't get everything in one bundle sometimes. So who would I say this power station is aimed at? I think if you're coming from a smaller power station, maybe half this size, and you're looking for something that's going to either last longer or provide power for larger devices, this might be an upgrade. I would say if you're going to do some camping for extended days and you're going to be wanting to run a fridge and recharge things, and maybe run a small induction plate for cooking, I think this would also be a great model. You can also charge it via vehicle, although slightly slower than normal. If, like me today, you don't have a lot of power outlets around your home and you have a larger yard, this is great, and you can move it around, hoover leaves up to my heart's content anywhere in my property. So having a mobile power supply is fantastic, and this will run anything that plugs into a typical 110 outlet. So I have no fear that it wouldn't run, say, my dethatcher, or, as you saw, my very power hungry vacuum that I suck up all the leaves with. So for me, I'm going to be using this in my RV as well. This is a perfect model. I'll be able to put it into that little closet I have behind me. I've already made a through hole so I can get the shore power cable from the side of the RV to the inside, and I'm going to plug it into this slot here. And what that'll do is run all the features within the RV. I can engage all the AC outlets. So I'm very thankful that Anker sent this product out for review. First impressions are it's on the same tier of build quality as the other products, like the Jackeries or the Bluettis or the EcoFlows. It really comes down to whether you need the extra ports, etc., whether the price is right, I will leave a discount code in the description below so that you can get some money off if you're looking for a product like this. And I'm very comfortable in recommending this as an option if you're looking for a medium-sized power station for your home or camping needs. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments section. And until next time, take care. And don't forget to take a peek in the description for that discount code, and I hope you pick up a great bargain. And we'll see you in the next video. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.